Alrighty. Good day, traders. Hope you guys are good. And welcome to this week's segment of our weekly market breakdowns. I don't want to waste any more of your time, so I'll jump straight into it. We're going to start by looking at CADJPY. And first of all, I want you guys to notice that we are in this long-term uptrend, all right? So our significant lows, especially of this uptrend, are still intact, right? So we are approaching, or the market is approaching this high over here. So, right here. So if you looked at my previous market breakdowns, I was actually seeing that we have a supply right here, right? So now the problem with the supply right here is the fact that right now we have congested price action. So over the weeks, price played around the same point, which gave me the idea that maybe orders that were found here are now getting used up. And now the market's preparing to break through this level. Another thing, you can see the clear phases. We had a correction here, we had a strong push, had a correction here. We have a strong push, and the market is correcting. So therefore now, like, I have all reasons to believe that we are about to buy, right? So we have this low over here, which is not necessarily a strong low. Why? Because it hasn't broken any previous structures. We also have this high over here, which is not a strong high. Why? It hasn't broken through any opposing levels, right? Reason why I'm noting my lows is because we still have orders that the market has left right here, and there is a possibility that price might drop, right, to fetch these orders. So that's the second scenario. But for now, I'm looking for buys, right? So I just want us to jump. If you look at the smaller time frame, you can see that the flag here is much more clear. You get what I mean? So it means that, like I said, we're in a correction phase, and this trend or this movement is reacting from this daily level that was not nested, right? And then if you zoom in a bit further, you'll also realize that we had a failure swing here. So as you can see, the market was creating consecutive lower highs and lower lows. And then we got this low right here, the significant low. Now this high right here, for it to be confirmed as a strong high, it had to break through this low, but it failed, right? Creating this high. Now the market is bound to break this high over here. If the market breaks this high over here, it means we would have had a change of sentiment, right? And then if we have a change of sentiment in the pullback, what does that mean? It means that bulls are now back in the market again, right? So that's what I'm expecting right now. I'm expecting for us to get a change of character by breaking through this high right here. But if you look at the 4-hour, there is a potential for a much riskier setup. So even in the 4-hour, we have a bullish sort of like confirmation, right? If you look at the 4-hour, the market gave us the strong impulsive move to the upside, breaking this previous structure over here. We had this correction over here. And like we've mentioned on the higher time frame, the market didn't break below this high, forming a new high, right? So now price is now moving towards the upside. There's equal highs over here, so there's incentive to take it out. And on its way to the upside, we've broken previous structures, right? So the market is fairly balanced on this area. What I think will happen is, I think in a few hours, the market will come back, because today was a Monday, so it's manipulation day. We all know that. So the market will come back to this level right here. And if we get the right candlestick confirmation, I think it's a valid buy opportunity, right? And then we'll take profit first on our daily high, right? Or the weekly high that we noted there. And also So let me just zoom out. Let's go back to the daily. If we get our confidence, will be here. My second take profit will be here. But yeah, guys, that's what I see on CADJPY. Don't want to waste time on this pair. Parameters will be sent to our VIP clients. So if you want signals, make sure that you subscribe to our paid group. But yeah, let me move on to another pair. Right. Now we are on NZDJPY, and then we have our significant high here, right? Significant high, and similar to CADJPY, our high formed a supply region over here, which has already been tested more than twice, I think. So there's a possibility that price will react from it. What I want you to pay attention to currently is where we are in the trend, right? So we are currently in an uptrend, right? As you can see, highs being broken, this low was respected, the market created a higher low. Now we're having this high right here, all right? And then we had this correction phase, obviously, that was violated, and the market formed a new trend. About that, traders. So as I was saying, we are in this internal structure, or we in this uptrend that is within this bigger trend, right? And we currently broke this high over here with the strong ERC candlestick. And if you zoom in, right, if you zoom in, you'll see that price actually came back to retest this monthly demand zone, right? And now has been, or the market has rejected that demand zone. So potential bullish pressure. So that's where we want to place ourselves. I want us to look, and like just like that, you'll see that we had a break of structure over here. In a classical sense, had a break of structure, strong imbalance, and then the market came back to take out that source of the imbalance, aka our weekly demand, right? And now we have the strong bullish pressure towards the upside. Now, this supply zone isn't necessarily a hurdle. Why do I say this? It hasn't been confirmed because it hasn't broken any opposing structure. So the chances of the market breaking through this area eventually are very, very high. As a result, I'm going to use this high over here as my first take profit, right? And then if you go to the daily, right? If you go to the daily, you'll see that we had a WOW pattern going into this demand zone right here. And then price has been trying to push higher. So this high over here was supposed to take out this low, it failed, and then the market continued to push higher. So what I think will happen, I think the price is going to push high. I think it's actually an opportunity to buy because the chances of the market coming back to this level are very slim. Right, put my stop loss there. First take profit right here, clean to 1, 2, 3, right, and then. So this is actually a continuation. Remember, a few months ago we did buy somewhere here. I can't remember, but we had to close because we saw signs of a rejection. So, from the previous analysis where I saw the market going up, I think we're seeing a continuation of that. I think we bought somewhere here, but that does not matter right now. What matters is that we have an opportunity with this continuation pattern, and the market is going to push higher. So these are my sentiments on NZDJPY. Let's move on to another pair. Right. Now we on EURUSD, and this has been a while since I looked at this pair. The last time we looked at this pair, I was expecting the market to react from this level right here. And it actually did, but it pushed lower, right? So I decided to stay away from this pair until I can see a good area or a good trade from this level, right? So on the monthly, you can see that the market took liquidity from this low and is currently rejecting. Today is the 30th, right? So this will be the closed candlestick. So we have a liquidity grab. like it's confirmed as a liquidity grab. And then we have this low right here, which is our most significant low, right? If you wanted to be precise with it, you can see that the market was actually a few pips away from touching it, right? For me, the confirmed supply, which is a high probability level, is this level right here, right? So the first scenario for me is that for the next couple of months, we're going to see bullish pressure going towards this level and then probably a rejection, right? Because in the bigger picture, like in a bigger picture, EURUSD is still in a long-term downtrend, right? So as you can see, we've had the strong push towards the downside, highs, lower highs, lower lows, lows being broken, the strong impulsive movement, and now we have the strong consolidation. So in the macro, in the long run, I see a potential drop on Euro USD, right? But we're on the monthly and we know that these setups take a while to play out, right? So that's what I'm seeing. Another potential level before we move on here, right? So the only reason why I don't necessarily want this level, it's because it has a wiki base. You get what I mean? So the fact that it has a wiki base for me is a red flag, right? It's a red flag, right? But yeah, that's scenario two. Either we're going to get a push towards the upside, going to this level and then drop. But for the next coming months, it means we are bullish on EURUSD. That's what I see. How are we supposed to approach this on the lower time frames? On the lower time frames, okay, on the weekly, I see we have equal highs over here, right? Which is adding to the fact that the supply is found at the immediate level of liquidity. I talked about this in length in other breakdowns, but what this actually means is that if you have a supply or demand level that's found on an area where there could potentially be a lot of retail liquidity, it's probably not a good area to be trading from. Market has more incentive to take out these liquidity levels than to just hit this level and reverse. Hope that makes sense. If you want a detailed video, or if you want me to go into detail with these things, I suggest you subscribe for our mentorship program, right? We also have another area of liquidity over here, which creates incentive for the market, for banks to go up and take out this area of liquidity. And then we have this imbalance with unfilled orders, right? What I'm looking for right now is this pullback, and then I will sell. I will buy, sorry. If we're looking at our entry time frame, we have this change of structure over here, or a change of character. I always say change of structure, but structure does not change per se, right? So we have our change of character right there. And then, as you can see, this was our breaker, right? The market retested this level right here, rejected, and now it's continuing towards the upside. So I think that we should take the more risky approach, because I believe we're already late in this trade, if we're being honest. And use small lot sizes, use this level right here as our first take profit, and then potentially take our first profit at our area of liquidity, right? So this is what I see on EURUSD, potential to go towards the upside. And also the fact that we have equal highs over here, there's incentive to take these out, imbalance, right? So yeah, that's what I see on EURUSD. That's what I see. It's tricky, but yeah. Moving right along to our last pair, we're on Nasdaq. And on Nasdaq, we are in a higher time frame downtrend, right? We have this low right here that's recently been created, and then we have this high. So if we compare this low and this high, this is a strong high, right? Why? Because it is broken through an opposing low. This low right here is still considered to be weak. Why? It hasn't broken through opposing structure. So the chances of it being broken through in the near future are very much high compared to this high over here. And then this leads me to the next point. Do I think that Nasdaq is in a potential downtrend? I mean, uptrend, in the sense that is the crash over? I don't think so, right? Because this high over here is still intact. So until the market can break through this high, I don't have any reason to believe that the downtrend is over. And to be honest, the market could just be, so that's what I think is happening on Nasdaq, right? But this low is active from a very good level, which is right here. So that could mean something. If we know that weekly demand is in control, and I always ask this every week, but if we know that weekly demand is in control, what do we want to see on smaller time frames? We want to see a change of sentiment, right? So let's go to the weekly and see if we have that change of sentiment. Yes, we do. Yes, we do have that change of sentiment. In actual fact, we have a WOW pattern going into this weekly demand level, right? We have our change of character right here with this break over here. And then we have this imbalance that was formed. What I think will happen is I think we'll get a strong, not a strong, but a temporary, what you call pullback towards the downside. I think we'll get a temporary pullback towards the downside just to fill in this gap right here. And then after we've done that, price has incentive to take out these equal highs. Also these equal highs, and then go into this nested this nested daily supply, right? Might even break through it because it has immediate liquidity, right? Now, after we've tested that nested daily level, what I think might happen is I think we might get a drop that it will eventually break this low. So that's what I think will happen on Nasdaq, right? Or we could break through this high, but it all depends on how the market reacts on this level right here. So yeah, those are my 4 pairs for the week. For more pairs or for more analysis, join our paid group. There we share everything we see. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this month I'll have more time to record other educational videos. So be on the lookout for that. I love you guys, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.